Everybody loves those jalapeno poppers you put on the grill filled with cream cheese, wrapped with bacon, maybe a little barbecue sauce drizzled over them. Today we're gonna do a little twist. We're gonna make what we call the Texas lollipopper. We're gonna cut our jalapenos and we're gonna make us a little cup. We're gonna scoop out the insides, get all the seeds and stuff out. And all you gotta do is cut your jalapeno about 1.5 inches, and you're gonna cut the bottom off where it just sits kind of square. You want it to sit just like that right there. And this one might be just a little bit too tall. We're gonna trim it down just a little bit. So that should be about right there. And we're gonna do about 10 of these. That's good. All right, so we got those cut. Now, actually, I wanted to tell you, you really want to get some of the bigger jalapenos because it does make them a little easier to stuff and a little easier to core. So just make sure that you get some that'll make it, fairly simple to fill with the cream cheese that we're going to put in them. So we got our jalapenos cut to size. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our green onions up. And basically what we're going to do is we're just going to cut off where it starts to turn green from the white to green. And then we're going to cut off the hairy ends. Give it a little haircut. So we're going to take the end of a spoon and we're just going to run it through here like so, and just knock most of those seeds out. You're not going to get them all out, and that's fine if you like a little heat. So we're just going to make sure that we don't damage the inside of that pepper. We don't want to cut it, so just take your time with it. Make sure you get all the seeds out of there. And you can always shove it through the other side. It is empty down there. Just keep going till you get them all done. So that's basically what we want to see right there. That's going to be a little cup. And you'll see how it's going to be a little cup when we get to the next step. For our next step, we're going to take us breakfast sausage. Now you could use any kind of meat you want to use, ground beef, Italian sausage, any ground turkey meat, anything you want to use, but I think this gives it the best bite and the best texture. I've got some Jimmy Dean spicy hot sausage here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make us some little meatballs here. It's always good if you wet your hands down first. Roll you some meatballs. You're going to have it big enough to put these jalapenos in the middle of it. Hollow you a spot in there. Just continue to roll that meatball around it till it covers that meatball up. Continue to roll that around that jalapeno until it covers it up, almost, and then we're going to fill it with that cream cheese. And that's going to hold that cream cheese in there. What you need is a quart-size Ziploc bag. You're going to take your cream cheese, which I prefer the whipped cream cheese because it's easier to spread out. So make sure you get the whipped cream cheese. You're going to put it in a quart-size Ziploc bag. And by no means is this going to be a clean experience. We're going to work it to the corner of the bag, and we're going to snip off one corner of this bag, a little small hole. It doesn't have to be very big. You want a small hole so that you can pipe this cream cheese into the meatball here. All right, so we got our little hole here. And basically what we're going to do is just going to fill these things up nice and pretty. Just going to work our way in there with a little of that cream cheese mixture. Like so. Once you get the peppers filled with the cream cheese, our next step is we're going to take some bacon. This is going to kind of hold everything together and just wrap it. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with a double dose of bacon. We're going to finish wrapping these up and we'll be back with you in just a second. We're going to take these things, we're going to shape them around that onion. Give it as round a look as we can give it. Look at that. bacon, breakfast sausage, and we're going to put it on the grill. Voila, just like that. We'll come back in about 45 minutes, check on them. If they look like the bacon's set, cooked to the consistency that we want, then we're going to put a little barbecue sauce on them, let them set up, and we'll let them go another 15-20 minutes. So while these are cooking, before they get totally done, we're going to take some of this Tony Chachere's More Spice Creole seasoning. It's got just enough kick to give you a taste of that Creole, that Cajun flavoring. We're going to sprinkle that little dash or two over the top of these things, and we're going to let them continue to cook. So here we have some Salt Lick Original Barbecue Sauce, and anybody in Texas knows what Salt Lick Barbecue is. It's a really good barbecue, and they got some really great sauces. So we're going to take a little of this sauce here. We're going to pour it just enough to drizzle over the top of these beautiful things here. And I want you to get a good close-up of these right here. Look at that. Bacon is good and crispy. So we're just going to take a little of this barbecue sauce and we're just going to drizzle it over the top of it. Just get it all over it. Look at that. Is your mouth watering yet? I can smell it, mine is. All right, let me grab a little bit more of that sauce there. Because you got to make sure you get them all. There's no such thing as too much sauce. Get out of the way, green onion. We got some barbecue saucing to do. This is going to do two things. It's going to give you a nice flavor for that bacon, but it's also going to cut into the tang of that cream cheese. So when these get done, when these finish up here, we're going to let them set for about 5 or so minutes. They're going to set up and it's going to give it that glossy sheen, just like one of those lollipops you used to buy at the 5 and dime store when you were a kid. We'll be back in a few minutes. Check on these. They should be done in about 5 minutes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull these little things off, these Texas lollipoppers off the grill here. And as you can see, look how that barbecue sauce is set up on there and giving it this nice sheen. But anyway, we're going to pull these things off. There we go. That is the shot of all shots right there. Now that barbecue sauce is kind of a mustard-based barbecue sauce, so it's got a really cool, unique taste to it. It's hot. It's very warm, boys, very warm. There we have it, Texas Lollipoppers. I want you guys to try it and tell me what you think.